Hey everybody, welcome to class. What we're going to do today is we're going to continue on. We've been reading this book, Drama of Our Time. It's quite funny. It's actually a book originally written in Spanish that's been converted here or translated to English. So we'll continue with that story as we move along. By reading the story, we'll learn new vocabulary. We'll also be able to talk about, some of the metaphors, different ways that the author writes this book, some of the color that he uses in it as well. Okay, so good. Let me share with you, for those of you that want to know how to get a reservation, let me show you how easy it is to get a reservation here. So on Verbling, all you need to do is just go in here and go to here. So on Verbling, all you need to do is just go in here. 1 second here. Okay. A clock. Where's the clock, Miguel? Huh. Oh yeah, Miguel. So the clock, that's if you don't have a reservation. That's what that is. That's what I was explaining here. So if you have a reservation, Miguel, like Atina has, then you'll be able to get in class right when it starts. Otherwise, you have to wait a couple of minutes. Hey, Atina, welcome back.
Hi.
Hi. Good, good. So, so you were born and raised in Nepal, is that right?
Me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Where'd you say you were from? Oh no, you're from Argentina. Sorry,
Yes.
The other student just came in.
Remember.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Argentina.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Hello, Carlos. Hi, Carlos. Okay, I think he's kind of frozen. No? Hello, Carlos. Can you hear me? Oh, it's still loading. It's still loading. Okay. Got it. Got it. Okay. No problem, Carlos. No problem. Okay, so good. So good. And let me just go ahead and pull up one other thing here. Okay. So, and have you been taking, so you're fairly new, that's right, to Verbling here, Tina. Tina, are you taking classes at a regular college right now or regular school? Tina?
Yes, I muted the mic because
Okay.
no, I'm 33 years old, so I'm not learning nothing because I finished, but I having classes of metaphysica. I don't know how to say it in English.
Like philosophy and stuff, or metaphysics, or?
No, metaphysics, like the study of the energy.
Yep, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, so good. And hey, Carlos. Hi, Carlos. Hello, Carlos.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Hello, Carlos. Hey, Carlos, can you hear us? Okay, he's gone. Hello, Miguel. Welcome back.
Hello, Bret. How are you doing?
Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. So yeah, we're gonna finish up this story real quick, and then we'll move on to another one. Okay, so we have we'll move on to another comedy book, or another comedy after this. Okay, so let's just go ahead. And actually, you know what? There's not much left to this one now that I see it. Let me just pick out another one real quick here. Okay. Yeah, this one's a comedy. Okay. So 1 second. So hey everybody, let's switch a little bit. Here's the story we're going to be reading, because I realize the other one is going to be finished soon enough. Soon enough. Okay. Hey Minnie, welcome back.
Hi.
Hi. Good to see you, Minnie. Okay. All right. And let's see here. Let's see who else we have. And by the way, guys, if you still have a verbling window open, please close it, okay? Because I can hear a little bit of an echo. All right. Hey, Prasanna, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hello, Carlos. Hi, Carlos.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just muted you, Carlos. So, Carlos, yeah, you're the one with the extra background noise. So, Carlos, please close the extra verbling window. You've been in my classes before, Carlos, right?
No, it is closed.
Okay.
It's closed.
All right. I'm trying to figure out who it's coming from then. You have a headset on, right, Carlos?
Yes, I do. I do have.
Okay. All right. So, hey, everybody, again, just make sure that you have the verbling window closed, okay? And those of you that are having connection issues, I don't have the DNS up. That's okay. Anyway, hello, Alicia. Hi, Alicia.
Hello. Hello.
Hey. Hi, Alicia. Welcome to another class. So good. Okay, and as you can see, guys, we changed stories just because the other one's almost finished, okay? So I provided the new story in the chat. And also, too, it'll be pretty easy to read the story on the screen, okay? All right?
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and share with you the screen here, and we'll get started, okay?
Yeah.
Here we go. And again, when you're not speaking, just make sure that you mute your microphone. As we go through this, I will be showing you different pictures over here, so that way you can get a feel for some of the vocabulary that might be new to you. All right. So, for instance, in here, you know, squirrel. Okay. What I'll do is I'll come in here. Yep. And I'll post an image so that you can see it as we go along. All right. So that way you can kind of improve your vocabulary visually while somebody else is reading. All right, so good. And again, guys, just make sure you mute yourself when you're not speaking. Alicia, would you mind beginning reading here? Would you start right here? Okay.
Yeah, I read it.
Please.
Yeah. It was when Squirrel Nutkin appeared at the October board meeting that Mr. Ramsey began to acquire his reputation for eccentricity. Wow.
Yep, it's okay.
And that putting it mildly, a mild-mannered man like him, too, never said a word usually, kept his contribution to meeting to shaking his head in disapproval. Let everybody walk all over him, especially Mr.
Yeah,
Shields.
so let's stop for 1 second. So Alicia, okay, Alicia.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you're learning English. That's really good, okay? All right? Okay? Yeah, but Alicia, please do me a favor. Please look at the fact that what happens is on verbling, okay? And we try to make this, and I know you're new. I know you're new because you just started in a few days ago, right? Okay, so in here, let me show you something here, okay? So if you look at this all classes, okay, all right, you can see what level these are at, okay, like intermediate, beginner, intermediate, okay, intermediate, okay, and here 1 second here, this is gonna, here 1 second, okay, so what I'm trying to say here is there'll be other classes that are more towards beginner, because I think this class is just a little too difficult for you. Okay, all right. And if you want, to look at, no, it's okay. And if you want to look at my classes, okay, and kind of check it out for some reason you like my classes, you can just take a look here, okay, and you can see which ones are coming up. You know, so I have beginner reading coming up, okay. So that might suit you a little bit better, All right, another
Okay.
beginner class. I try to help out as many beginners as I can. I try to have a good mix, okay? But yeah, if you can just kind of follow the guide and kind of take a few more beginner classes, just so
Yeah.
you don't hold up the people, okay? All right, thanks, Alicia.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Right.
Take care, Alicia. I'll see you in another class. Okay.
Thank
All
you
right.
very much. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. So Carlos, you there, Carlos?
Yes. Yes, I am
Yeah.
here.
Okay. So go ahead, Carlos. Can you read here? To be fair.
To be fair, there were people who said at the time that here has nothing wrong in wearing a glove puppet to a board meeting as such, but there were more who disagreed, and several who thought that Mr. Ramsey was off his chump or camp,
Chump.
uh, his chump. The matter was hotly disputed, disputed in every one of the company's offices. On the shop floor, in the canteen, Mr. Okay, he's describing the place, I guess, in the canteen. Mr. Ramsey was well liked, even if everyone thought him ineffectual. So a lot of people stuck up for him, even if they thought the spirit a bit odd. The one thing at which everybody drew the line, though, was his according to script executive powers.
Okay. So good. No,
This
that's
is
good.
very complex.
Yeah,
It
it's
is complex
okay.
for me.
Yeah, I know it's an intermediate to advanced. I actually should have probably listed as advanced. It's okay though. So guys, let's make sure we understand what's going on here. This is a comedy, so this is pretty crazy, right? So this is a hand puppet. Okay, he's wearing a glove puppet or a hand puppet. Okay, and it's of a squirrel. All right. Okay. So this guy here, he's in this, he's in a board meeting. Okay. So what a board meeting is, this is a board meeting. It's like when all these groups of people get together. Okay. Very important stuff. And he's sitting here with a hand puppet going up and down. All right. So, and Mr. Ramsey's the guy that's doing this. However, this guy, Mr. Ramsey, he's a very important person. He's well liked and so forth. So people stick up for him. When they stick up for him, they don't mind the fact that he has this hand puppet there. Again, we're reading a comedy. Okay, so it's going to be a little strange here. It'll be a little strange. Okay, go ahead, Farhad. It happened. Can you read that part where it starts out? It happened during Mr. Giles' monthly overlong summary.
Yeah. It can you hear me, teacher?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. It happened during Mr. Gelly's monthly over long summary of the company financial position. Two factors, as he was saying, were making the prospects for Ramsey and Co. look bleak. These were number one, the downturn is the ladies' hosiery market. Sales had liked the inferior products of the company competitor been slipping for years, and the second one, the influence of Ramsey and Co. Compared to its competitors.
Okay, inefficiency. You want to say inefficiency. So inefficiency. Go ahead. Continue on here.
Okay. The first of these factors spoke for itself. He said there were simply fewer items of hosiery being sold, whether this was due to a new fashion for bare leggedness, due to the long hot summer combined with the undoubted increase in the uptake of feminine feminine
Trouserings. Mm-hmm.
trousering. Teacher, sorry, I can't see the text.
The skin of
Uh,
glory.
Brett,
Oh,
Yes.
Brett,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
can we ask questions in this moment about the vocabulary, or do
Oh
we have
yeah,
to
as,
wait?
as soon as soon as he finishes reading here. Yep, as soon as he finishes,
okay.
definitely.
Was
So let me know what words, okay?
was a sign of continued recession. Teacher, how can I pronounce this? Okay.
Recession was not for him.
Okay, recession was not for him to say. Ramsey and co simply had to face the fact whether they liked them or not, and accept what the market was telling them. Reality didn't always turn out the way people wanted it to.
Okay, so good. Okay, and Carlos, go ahead. What questions do you have? And anybody else, if you have questions with vocabulary, and everybody that's joined, hello, welcome to class. Okay, it's not that I'm not recognizing you, it's just that we'll get to you. Okay, no problem. Okay, Carlos, what would you like to know?
Okay. I have a lot of questions related to the vocabulary as well. For example, in the paragraph that I read, it reads, was off his chump. What does it mean?
Oh yeah, it just means that he's not mentally stable. He's off his chump. We also say off their rocker. Okay, it's just an idiom. Okay.
Oh, okay. And this canteen, what is this place? I know that I could find it in a dictionary, but I would like you to explain.
Yeah. What part here?
Canteen, in the same paragraph.
Oh,
it
okay, in the
says
canteen. Yeah. So got it. So okay, so this is a company, okay,
Huh?
and they have the shop floor. The shop floor is where they build stuff. So if you have a factory shop floor, and I'll answer your question, don't worry, okay? So you have a factory shop floor. This is where they're building things, okay? And then the canteen. So you have a company canteen, which is where you eat, okay? So this is where they
that's funny.
feed the employees. Yep.
Oh, that's funny because it sounds like a place where people would drink alcohol because that's similar. That's like working in Spanish.
Yep.
Okay, I have another question. And I'm sorry because I know everybody is hating me at this moment.
No, it's okay. Not everybody's hating you, and a lot of people are shy to ask questions. When you ask questions and then we explain the vocabulary, people learn. So don't worry, Carlos, and everybody else. You're more than willing to ask questions. It's okay, Carlos. Go ahead.
Okay, the next question is in the same paragraph because I am still analyzing it. I haven't get it all completely. Well, it says. So a lot of people stock up for him. What does it mean to stock up for somebody?
Yep. Yeah. So when you stick up for somebody, so let's say Carlos, let's say that you and I are brothers, okay, and you're my younger brother, and in school you're causing a lot of problems with people, things like that. People come, starting to make fun of you, and then I come and I protect you. I stick up for you, and I say, hey. This is my hermano Carlos, okay? You leave him alone. He's my brother. So people stuck up for him. So yeah, he's sitting around with this hand puppet. So you guys, this is a comedy. So this is going to be a little weird, okay? All right, it's going to be a little weird. This guy has his hand puppet, okay? And it's a little squirrel, right? Okay, and pardon me, a squirrel is spelled wrong. So yeah, can you imagine that, standing around as a grown adult with a squirrel? Hand puppet. So yeah, they have to stick up for him.
I have seen that in series on television. It's funny.
Oh yeah, and it's funny as a comedy, but like a real live office, okay? Real live office. That's a little bit of a problem, okay? So, and another one, Carlos, and it's okay if you have more.
It's for now.
Okay. And so, guys, what they're doing is they're selling ladies' hosiery. Okay. And I'm sorry, but, you know, of course, there's going to be pictures of women that, you know, their legs and stuff. So they're selling ladies' hosiery. Okay. So they have inferior products of the company's competitors. Okay. So they've been slipping. So when sales have been slipping, sales are going down. Okay. So graph, so sales going down. So you have a decrease in sales. Okay, so here's what's happening. Boop. All your sales are going down. Things are not looking good. All right. Let's see here. Anybody have any questions here? Okay. All right. So a recession is when things start to go bad for a country, a company, different things like that. In 2008, we had the financial crisis, and it caused a recession in many countries. Okay, it caused a recession. All right. Okay, so let's continue on here. Hi, Ednez Gomez.
Hi.
Hi, how are you, Ednez?
Hello.
Good,
I'm fine.
good. Where are you from, Ednez?
I'm from Brazil.
Okay, good, fantastic, Ednez. Ednez, can you start to read here on the screen? Can you start to read here where it has the second factor?
Okay. The second factor. The second factor. However, they could do something about Hamsi. So my English is very bad.
Yeah, but hey, listen. So this class is more of a. So guys, kind of help out anybody that you invite here to verbally. So Ednez, this class is an intermediate to advanced. Okay. So
Okay.
so yeah, what you probably want to do is you want to take more beginner classes. I actually teach beginner classes. Okay. So you can see here. It's okay. So you can see here. At Verbling, okay. Okay, you can go here and you can check out, you know, what are the latest classes, okay? Check out stuff coming up. You know, there's a beginner class going on right now, okay? This is one that's going on right now. So you probably, and you can join this one, okay? There's plenty of room in here, okay? So you can join this class. So let me give you the link, all right? Okay, so the link for the class is in the chat, all right? So try to join that and just look in your classes, look to see if it's beginner, intermediate, beginner. You know, there's another beginner class coming up. I'm teaching beginner class as well, okay? So all good, and nice to meet you. But try out one of those classes, okay, Edna? I have beginner classes coming later. I'll see you there, okay? Take care.
Okay. Nice
Thanks.
to meet you.
Same here. Augusto is, all right, yeah, that's right.
On half of the.
Okay, good. And sorry, guys, I don't mean to do that to people, but we want to make sure that we can all keep up. Juan.
Yes, teacher.
Are you in the right class, Juan?
I don't know. You let me know, teacher.
I wonder if you're the right class, Juan. I'm just kidding, you know. I'm kidding with you. You're always a fun guy.
I know, teacher.
So go ahead. Can you continue on here with the second factor?
Okay. The second factor, however, they could do something about. Ramsey and Co's costs were inordinately high compared to those of Lady Legs, for instance, who had been cutting back on staff over the last 5 years, reducing their workforce to 1/5 of its previous level they were now.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going on.
Okay. Running a smooth, automated plant with high yield, minimum disruption, and predictable throughput, and even if their reputation for quality was nowhere near that of Ramsay and Co., capitalizing on the low overheads and were, in business terms, far healthier.
Okay. Yeah, just read this next paragraph. I know it's a little long. Just continue on. And don't worry, everybody. You'll all get a chance. I promise you. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, it was high time that Ramsay and Co. got itself into a similar position, he said. The workforce had to be trimmed down and modern plant had to be invested in. Mr. Ramsay had to listen to what the market was telling him and continue modernizing the business if it was to survive. Mr. Giles had already implemented a number of changes that had had a beneficial effect. Despite Mr. Ramsay's reluctance to agree, but the firm had to go much, much further if it were to survive in today's increasingly competitive marketplace. Mr. Giles was aware of Mr. Ramsay's feelings on the matter of his staff, but he really felt that it was necessary to de-emphasize the idea of employer responsibility to staff in the company ethos.
Yep, ethos. Yep, company ethos. Okay, so good, so good. So there's plenty of vocabulary that we have in here. Okay, all right.
Teacher,
plenty of new vocabulary. Yep.
Ask me what I did understand for all the reading I did.
Yeah, so as far as what you didn't understand, well, if you have any words that you want me to tell you about, let me know. But also, too, I'm gonna go through some of this vocabulary, right? Okay.
Where was it? The beginner link that you left a few moments ago?
just stayed here. Okay. Yeah, and I feel bad, but I know what happens is some folks here that are intermediate to advanced get upset if people are just way too beginner. So here, so let's look at this. So inordinately high compared to those of lady legs. Okay. So that's like exceptional. It's when it's inordinately, it shouldn't be that way. Okay, there's a big difference. Okay, this is a negative on here, negative word. Okay, all right. So their workforce. What a workforce is this is the amount of people in your company. So you can say our workforce has 20 people in sales, has 15 people in marketing, 10 people in manufacturing. Okay, that's your workforce. So now what they did is they reduced it. They got rid of people. They fired people. Okay, all right. And then when it talks here about 1/5 of its previous level, so this is 1/5. All right. So 1/5 means if they had 100 people, okay, and they reduced it to 1/5 of its previous level, then that means there's only 20 people, okay? Only 20 people. That's very significant, very significant. So an automated plant, this is not a plant as far as like you eat, okay? This is an automated factory. And for those of you that know a little bit of my background, I used to go in and work on these automated factories, not run them, but I used to put the machines together and the robots that would talk to computers. So this is an automated factory, okay, or an automated plant. All right, we call factories plants. Okay, and what throughput is? So throughput in this, okay, this is the amount that you're building, okay? This is the amount that you're manufacturing, all right? So how much you can manufacture at some time. So you're creating, okay? How much is going through? Okay. All right. So what an overhead is in business, okay? These are your costs. These are your costs. So for instance, labor is an overhead. Electricity is an overhead. Marketing is an overhead. Those are all of the things that cost your business money and take away from your profits. Okay? Okay, so let's get in here. So modernizing the business. Again, they're automating things. They're putting in machines to run processes. So that's what modernizing is. Just like all of you, we're modernizing the way that you learn English by delivering this over the internet. Okay? And reluctance, that's when you don't want to do something. Little kids are reluctant to go to school. Little kids are reluctant to eat their vegetables. All right? Okay, and a company's ethos. Okay, ethos. This is how you believe, your thoughts. It's almost like the spiritual well-being and stuff. Okay? All right? So that's your company's ethos. Any questions before we go on? So Juan, throughput doesn't have to do with a flow chart, okay? So throughput is just how much you're making, okay? So let's just see here, throughput.
Okay, it's the amount, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and you want to keep your throughput levels fairly high, okay? Right. So wow, here's a good graph. You'll see this. So here's the throughput levels, okay? And this here, this is deviation, okay? So this is a deviation chart, okay, to see what range you fall in. So this is probably a positive range. So it's how much that you're manufacturing at any time, okay? Right, so good.
Teacher,
Thanks.
Yep, you're welcome.
Yeah, what's the meaning of implement?
Implement. So to implement something, you're talking about this word here, implement. Okay, right? Okay. So if you put something new, so let's say that you have a new process, okay? Maybe what the new process is that before Farhad you did step 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you have to do step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when they implement the new process, they put it in place so everybody starts to do that. There's also software implementations. So at your company, if they need to put in a new software package, they implement that into the office, and it's a implementation. Okay? All right, so good questions, guys, good. By the way, just continue to ask questions, so no problem, all right? Let's continue on here. Let's see who's next. Oh, hey, another one. Juan Sepulveda?
Sepúlveda.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't. Yeah, sorry, I'm terrible with names. Somebody should probably take me out back and shoot me. I'm like an old horse, just needs to be turned into glue. So so go ahead. Hey, Juan Sepulveda.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor? Can you turn up your microphone a little bit more?
Wait a second. Now?
Yeah, a little better. So, yep, good. And welcome to class. Haven't you been in one of my classes before? Have you attended my class before?
Yeah, I guess 2 times ago, I guess.
Yeah. I thought you looked familiar.
Some days ago, I guess. Some days ago, I remember.
Yep. Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 days ago. Okay, so good. Can you read here where it starts out this time, though?
Okay. This time, though, what happened was different for all the previous sessions. Wait a second. Okay. Great. Okay. It looks kinda blurry, so I can read it very well. So
yeah, but also too, and I understand that. So I'll give you the link. So and you guys, everybody else, if it gets a little blurry.
I got it.
Yep. Okay,
I got it. Right? Okay. This time, though, what happened was different from all the previous occasions. Similar things that had taken place in 2 important respects. Mr. was now demanding much more far-reaching action than he had ever done before. He was arguing for a major reduction in the workforce, knowing that Mr. Ramsey had always forbidden this in the past. Mr. Ramsey had never before slowly produced produced a glove puppet from underneath the table. He had never had a squirrel sitting on his left hand during a presentation from any of the board members. He had never been happy as if nothing untoward was happening when it patently was. Nothing like this had ever happened before. And then other board member sat shocked into rigid silence as Mr. Giles droned on about overheads.
Okay, good. No, it's okay. So guys, again,
Right.
there's some humor in this, right? This guy whips out a hand puppet. So this company, think about it. This company, it's cut its workforce by 1/5. That's significant. It's doing horrible. Okay, and also too, it's the company is here and it's producing women's hosiery. Okay, which has kind of got to be a little comical anyway. And yeah, so anyway, they're trying to solve all these problems, and this guy whips out this hand puppet. Okay, so
Brett,
yes, yeah. Hey, Tharcísio,
could you please post the link on Google Chat because I can't open my verbling. Chat.
Okay, okay, got it.
Thank you so much.
Yep, you're welcome. You're welcome, Tharcísio. Always good to see you. Okay, so let's see here. You're welcome. So demanding, we know what demanding is, when you need something, right? Okay, but also as far as demanding when it comes to work, if you're the boss, you can demand for things. Okay, so a major reduction in the workforce. They already had 1/5. Okay, I don't know how much more they need. So again, a reduction in the workforce. They also call this a RIF. Okay, a reduction in force. Okay, that's what they also call that. Okay, all right. So let's see here. So, yep, the board members. So again, they're in a board meeting, and the board members, these are the people that are high up. So the board members are not the day-to-day managers, okay? So the board members are the ones that own the company. So they're the highest level. So you can have a CEO of a company, all right? So you have the CEO of the company, all right, the main guy, but then the board members can actually have more control and more power than the CEO. It depends on the company. Okay, all right. Okay, so shocked. Yeah, so droned about the overheads. Remember, overheads are the costs. Okay, so droned on. He just continues to go on and talk about these. Okay, and anybody else? Any questions? Nope. Okay. All right. And I see Philip has a question here. Oh, Philip, you have a question. How can I learn Portuguese? I don't know, Philip. Maybe move to Brazil. So let's continue on here. Prasanna. Go ahead, Prasanna.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. No, I'm just kidding. Yep. Hey, so Philip, there's no Portuguese right now. Okay, Philip. So just come back at another time. This is pure English. Sorry, Prasanna. Didn't mean to interrupt you. Okay, my friend from Nepal, go ahead.
Okay. Can I start, sir, now?
Please, and I won't interrupt you, I promise.
Okay,
go ahead, Prasanna.
That's fine. Okay. The only two pair of eyes in the room focused in any way whatsoever on Mr. Giles during his summation of the company's position were those of Mr. Ramsay and the squirrel, both of whom were shaking their heads very slightly. Mr. Ramsay was making the occasional tooting noise to indicate his lack of approval. Miss McCool, the public relations person, had her mouth wide open with surprise and was staring at the puppet.
So hey, Prasanna,
Yes,
make sure, I know you're fairly new, make sure that you don't have a verbling window open somewhere, okay? All right?
Okay.
So just check. And also, too, if you have a headset, you know, if you have like a headset or even earbuds, I'll tell you, these help out a lot. If you have earbuds, okay, and you can put those on, then it'll be great, and we won't hear an echo, 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 as Juan would say. Okay, you there? Do we lose you? Okay. Go ahead,
She got mad,
Prasanna.
teacher.
No, she's okay. So, by the way, she's from a cool place, guys. So, Nepal. I don't know if you guys know where Nepal is.
What is the capital of Nepal, teacher?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
Yes,
teacher,
such a hard
come
question.
on.
No, I'm just kidding. Kathmandu, there you go.
Yes, Kathmandu. You Google that up, teacher.
Thank God for Google. It's the only brain I have. But yeah, anyway, just a fabulous area. If you ever I haven't been in Nepal. I've been in Tibet though, but fabulous area. Oh wow, she left. I think she closed the wrong window. Okay, Shalan. Hi, Shalan. Shalan Roka.
Shalom Hosha.
Okay, Shalan Hosha. Shalan Hosha.
Exactly.
Okay, Shalan Hosha. Oh, well, wait here. Prasanna's back. Hello, earbud Prasanna. And Prasanna, make sure you click that red microphone. Okay. All right. Well, here let's continue on. So Shalan Rosha, can you do me a favor? Can you read here the puppet
sure.
noticed? Go ahead.
Sure. The puppet noticed her attention and turned his whole body. He couldn't move his head independently to meet her gaze. His big black eyes seemed to be taking her in detail by detail. She withered slightly under the scrutiny. He stared at her for more than a minute, then began a slow survey of the room and its occupants, turning slowly through 180 degrees. If something attracted his attention, he would continue turning slowly past, and then suddenly turn back, as if trying to take it by surprise, and stare at it intently for several seconds before resuming his slow arc.
Okay, so good, so good. So think about this. He's got this little hand puppet, okay, and he's using this puppet to stare at this lady, okay, kind of stare her down. Anyway, I don't know why. I think this is funny. Go ahead, read this next section here, okay, Mr. Giles.
Mr. Giles didn't notice for 6 or 7 minutes. He was quite used to there being a deathly hush when he was speaking at board meetings. Not many people could readily understand his figures and projections, so they usually had to pay very close attention to what he was saying.
Okay, so good. Yep. Okay. So yeah. So only 2 pairs of eyes in the room focused. Okay. So when you're focused, when you're really looking into something, when you're focused on something, you're paying attention. Hopefully everybody's focused on class. Okay. All right. Oh, and hey, wait 1 quick second. So yeah. So Prasanna. Okay. Give me 1 second here. So Prasanna, what you need to do is one thing. Just look over here real quick. Oh, did she leave? She left again? Wow, I was just going to show her. Okay, so let's get back to here. Okay. Oy, oy, oy.
Holy Toledo.
Holy Toledo, yeah. Well, I want to make sure I get everybody in. So, hey, Prasanna, look at just. Well, I guess you can.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so you got it. It's working now. Okay.
No, it's
so
not
I was just going to
working.
say. Well, there's no more echo, so your earphones must be working. So okay, so let's get back to class. Okay. So let me explain the vocabulary, and I'll let you read just one more paragraph, Prasanna. Okay. So yeah, the squirrel. So again, the squirrel's shaking his head. So you know when you're shaking your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, when you're like, oh man, that is just Here's some people really shaking their head. Here's a puppy shaking his head. So you know when you're shaking your head like, oh man, this is really dumb, right? Okay? Shaking their head slightly. Otherwise it might be up and down, you know, as an approval. Okay? Oh yeah, so lack of approval. So yeah, shaking it the wrong way. So then you have Mrs. McCool, public relations person. So PR, public relations, those are the people that make sure that your company has the proper image, okay? Has the proper image. All right, so that's public relations, people that are talking about this, okay? Her mouth was wide open. So you know when somebody's mouth is wide open, they're in shock, all right? So they're like, oh my gosh, well, this is a little bit too much. Yeah, this is more like shock, okay, what you see here. All right. So again, so the puppet looks at her, gives her his gaze, meets her gaze. This is her gaze. Okay, and let's see. And then it continues to turn around the room, looking 180 degrees. Okay. All right. So it continues to move around. So this would be 180 degrees, all right? Got it? Okay, so let's continue along. So here, Prasanna, I'll give you just a little bit more to read. Can you read here, Mr. Giles didn't notice? Just read that paragraph.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Giles did not notice for 6 or 7 minutes. He was quite used to there being a deathly hush when he was speaking at the board meetings. Not many people could readily understand his figures and projections, so they usually had to pay very close attention to what he was saying.
Okay. Tharcesio. Can you continue on here? Not today, though?
Okay. Not today, though. People were staring at the squirrel. It wasn't until Mr. Giles paused in his disquisition to say, if you could just bear with me a moment. I have a chart here which illustrates the extent to which that he looked up and noticed it.
Okay, continue on. Mm-hmm.
May I continue? Okay.
Oh yeah, please.
1, that he was not the centre of attention, and 2, that there was a squirrel at the table. He was speechless. He forgot all about the chart illustrating the extent to which and all about the bleak financial position he had been so concerned about milliseconds ago. He rocked back on his heels and said "squirrel" before staggering back 7 or 8 paces until the backs of his knees connected with a grey plastic chair, and he slumped down into it heavily.
Okay, yeah, so good. I'm sorry, it's just kind of hilarious. So yeah, so it's disquisition. So this is when you're going through something, okay? When you're talking about something, you're examining things and so forth, okay? And when somebody says, "Could you just bear with me? Could you just bear with me?" What that means is, could you please just follow me? Could you please understand? Can you give me a moment? Okay, that's what it says. Can you just bear with me? All right, and then he has a chart. So we've already been looking at different charts here, okay? So he has probably a sales chart up, okay? All right, so then finally he finally noticed that he was not the center of attention. So little children like to be the center of attention, right? Okay, they like everybody paying attention to them, looking at them, noticing them. Some adults like to be the center of attention. He noticed that he wasn't, even though he should be, because he's the one who's talking. Then he noticed that there is a squirrel at the table. So when somebody's speechless, they just can't talk. Okay, they don't, they're just like, they're kind of stunned. They're kind of stunned. So what happened is basically he forgot about everything he was talking about. He stepped back a little bit, staggered back 7 or 8 paces. So when somebody's staggering, an example of somebody staggering, I'm sorry, the best example is actually when somebody's been drinking, okay? That's when they're staggering, okay? So they're not really moving well. Huh. Boy, that's some weird stuff for staggering. So he staggered back 7 or 8 paces, okay? So that's just a few steps, paces or steps. And then he ended up sitting down. He slumped down into the chair, okay? So when you slumped, okay, this is when you slump down into a chair like this, okay? All right? Not quite like this, okay? But kind of slump down like that. Okay, so good. We'll get enough time for everybody to read. And those of you that came in late, if you don't get a chance to read, I'm sorry, there's just only so many people here, okay? Vinicius, hi. Vinicius?
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. Where are you from?
I'm from Brazil.
Okay, good. Can you do me a favor? Can you start to read here? Thank you, John.
After heavily.
Yeah, and then the next part is thank you, John.
Thank you, John, said Mr. Ramsay. That was unusual, very informative, and I'm sure that we all found it very interesting, if rather worrisome. There was a pause. Everything was very quiet, like people were under some sort of spell. The effect was disrupted by Mr. Ramsay, who bent down to his left, towards the squirrel. The squirrel reached up to whisper into his ear.
Go ahead.
Continue.
Yep.
What's that, Squire Nutkin? Said Mr. Ramsay. The squire whispered again. Oh, I don't know if I agree, said Mr. Ramsay. You may be quite right, but I think sheer bloody incompetence is overstating it somewhat. I do agree, thought, that there are going to have to be some changes.
Okay, so good. So here's the puppet. So the puppet's coming up and whispering in his ear, right? So again, he's in this board meeting in front of all these people, and up comes this puppet, you know?
Puppet. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and he starts to talk to him, okay? What's that, Squirrel Nutkin? Okay? So the squirrel whispered again. I mean, the squirrel can't whisper, right, guys? Okay? And then he's saying back to the puppet, he's talking to the puppet. You may be quite right, but I think sheer bloody incompetence. So this is this statement here is really mean, okay? So this is like the people in the UK like to use bloody, okay? So sheer bloody incompetence. So that means that these people don't know what they're doing. So he's saying that you're overstating it somewhat. He's talking to the squirrel. Oh, maybe it's not that bad. I do agree, though. They're going to have some changes. Okay? All right, so good. Any questions about the vocabulary, guys? Okay. All right, so good, everybody. So yeah, a little bit of a crazy story here, but kind of fun. Pablo. Hi, Pablo. Hello, Pablo. Hey, Pablo. What's up, Pablo? Pablo, make sure that you click the mute button on the microphone, okay? All right. Jose Alberto.
Yeah.
Jose Alberto. Yes, so guys, speak to me, please. Please, speak to me. Say anything, okay? Hi? Okay. I'm talking about the guys not speaking. Like, very good, though. I like that. On? Andon?
Hello.
Hey, An, can you read here? There was another pause.
I can. Hello.
You can? Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hi, An. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Oh, An, I'm doing pretty good as long as somebody can read. An, can you read what's on the screen? There was another pause.
There were other pause. It were, if anything, more extent than the previous one. There were what might have been called an air about room of expectancy. After 90 seconds of eternity, Mr. spoke again. We think, he said, that is square not kind on, and I think that each time there were a new hand on tuner, there wouldn't be any more blood missing for a while. Squire knocking, and I are coming to take over most aspects of the running of the company. I do expect to calling on the for advice. I'm appointing Square Nothing manager, director, and I shall become a fully active chairman with
Executive powers.
executive powers and ultimate responsibility. I shall, however, believe the day-to-day direction my colleagues.
Okay, so good. And hey, listen, I know you're new on, and I'm going to mute you. But on there's a echo coming from you. So go get some earbuds. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Get those, and you use those for your next class. Okay, almost everybody has earbuds. If you don't have a pair, just go out and steal a pair. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. Don't steal a pair. And even better yet is if you get a headphones, okay?
Right.
You get a headset, all right? Okay. I shouldn't joke like that. So, okay, guys. So this class is almost over. So let's just take a look at what's going on here, all right? So this guy finally told everybody, okay? Hey, listen, it's me and the puppet. All right, the puppet and I are taking over, okay? The Squirrel Nutkin is going to be managing director, okay? The one who's managing the company, all right? And then what's going to happen is he's going to become full. Hey, Pablo, just relax, Pablo. We'll see you in another class, okay? This one's almost over. Yeah, and keep yourself muted because there's an echo, okay? Or I'm going to take Squirrel Nutkin out. We're going to take things over. So again, he's full active chairman with executive powers. He has the ultimate responsibility. Okay. So all right, guys, we'll get into this next week. All right, we'll continue with this. There's another story coming up, another comedy story. I'm like on a comedy craze. So there's one coming up right after this. Okay. So all right, everybody, good job. I'll see you later. Jose, okay, hopefully you'll talk next time. Juan, always a pleasure. Okay, Juan, a pleasure as well. Pablo, see you next time. Shalon, Tharcisio.